Hello you guys, it's Kaylee here with Embrace the Adventure. My teeth are purple from wine, but we'll excuse that. Plus I just showered, so this is happening. But number one question, Anthony, myself, we always get, this is number one, what internet do we use on the road? Because we both work remotely and the most important thing to us is internet. We have to have quick, reliable connection at all times. So Anthony is actually here. He's been absent for a while because he is so busy with his job. He has been so busy the last few months, like it's been crazy. But I have finally wrangled him in. He's so excited to film this for you guys. So if you want to see what internet we use on the road, stay tuned.
So one of the things I look for in internet is one that I can hide and you don't even know is there. So with that, I'm going to show you my setup, how I ran the wires, how I mounted the antenna on the roof, how it's set up on the inside, and yes, you do have to drill a hole through your roof, but I can assure you it is not scary. Alright, so this is my little tech cabinet up here, which is above the kids' room in the loft that I call our attic. So it is a little messy. There's the Grinch over there. No judgments on how messy it is. But this is, I did pull the wires out. I will explain how I ran these. But if you go into this little cabinet here, I did have to drill a hole through the roof. That is it right there, that I have sealed up with AC tape that you would tape in your air conditioner or ductwork, etc. So explaining what these are, so this thing right here is the cell router. Just like a router at home, this is the router. It's just it takes a SIM card. It can hold up to 2 different SIM cards. So right now I have T-Mobile as our main one, which has 800 gigabytes of data. And I also have a backup Verizon one with 50 gigabytes. The T-Mobile one is amazing. I'm saying I will have Kaylee post the download speeds we're getting here right now at Navarre Beach. So this is what this is. All these different connections here are from the antenna that's on the roof, as well as the access point, which is right there. I will explain what that is in just a second. But all these different antennas are, you can see here, LTE, which is what you'll see on a cell phone. This is 5G compatible, so it is what I call future-proof. It does have 2 different Wi-Fi networks, so it does have a 2.4 and a 5 gigahertz network, which, as we all know, 2.4 is good for more range, and 5 gigahertz is good for closer, but it is faster. So this thing right here is just something that I can use for what they call POI, or power over Ethernet, which is this cable right here, which is also running through the roof over to this access point. So what this access point is it takes the signal from the antenna from the roof, which is going up there, and it broadcasts a very strong, reliable signal inside the RV. If I did not have this, the PEP wave antenna that is on the roof, and we will post a picture. All right, so here we go, guys. Up the ladder. I figure you'd say, how do you get on the roof of your RV? Well, thank gosh there is a ladder here. Even I do have my own ladder. You see him in there? There's me climbing up on this beautiful Sunday. So where I decided to drill in is right here. So the caulking, don't judge me. It's on there and it is sealed. It's seen a lot of southern heat and southern sun, so it is a little faded, but this is the parsec antenna that finds everything itself. This is the plate right here that just helps bring signal in. But I did put screw holes to help drill it down. I did use Flex Seal. Huge fan of Flex Seal, personally, over the other different kinds of caulking we use. But this is the antenna that you saw underneath that drilled right into that tech cabinet. The Wi-Fi signal will actually be coming from the antenna from the roof. So I noticed that outside signal was very, very good. Inside signal was good, but I didn't have full coverage. I wanted literally from the front of the RV to the back of the RV to have full Wi-Fi, no slow speeds, no dead zones, anything of that nature. So this is what this is. The wires are ran through the roof. I piggybacked off that vent right there to run it through the roof down through right there. And I can assure you I am not a super tech savvy guy, so if I'm able to do it, anybody's able to do it. I did purchase this setup through Mobile Must Have, and Kaylee can put the link in here to where I bought and my exact setup that I bought. I did do the Speed Fusion setup. Essentially what Mobile Must Have does is it's a third-party network that kind of puts different bundles together to say like, okay, this cell router right here works with the antenna on the roof, works with that POI adapter there, and also works with this access point up here. So this is what these different antennas are. This also does have a GPS, which is nice, because if your RV does get stolen, God forbid that would happen, it can be tracked through the GPS antenna. So normally I have all these wires. They do give you a good amount of wire here. As you can see, I have them all zip tied, but I did pull them out so you can kind of see how they're run. But when you have a little tech cabinet here, which is nice, you can literally tuck them all in right here, put a box in here, and this is where it's nicely stored here, and I just drilled them into the wall so they're nice and hidden, and they plug in right here. They did have the option to plug hardwire in to where if you're going down the road, the router is still working. We don't need that, so I didn't do that. So I just have the simple plug-in, but there are different power options, because obviously, you know, with being in an RV, if you're boondocking, you want to use, you know, low power. You can kind of control that more if you're hardwired versus just straight plugged in. Or if you're wanting to go down the road, you're wanting to work, you can also use the different power options that they do sell on their website. I highly recommend Mobile Must Have. It is a bit of an upfront cost, but I have tried different hotspots through all the major carriers, being T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T. They worked okay, but you know, I do have a security system with multiple outdoor cameras, and I wanted something as if I was at home and I could just plug and just forget about it. The antenna is automatic. It finds signal by itself. So it's just, I plug it in and it finds its signal, and that is it. As soon as I'm connected to shore power, it fires up. And shore power being, for the non-RVers or for the seasoned vets, we all know what shore power is. It's just when you're actually connected into the campground power source. Whereas if you're driving down the road, you're either going off our solar panels or we're using our inverter. So other questions I've been asked is Starlink. Elon Musk, get a lot of those questions as well. Satellite internet. I think that is the future. You know, obviously like 5G is also the future, but I do think satellite internet is the future. I just don't think it's there yet. I've heard of people having great speeds, but reliability isn't as much as what we have right now, because obviously cell has been around for a long time. Everybody's been using their iPhones, Androids, whatever you have to get internet for a long time. It's essentially what I'm using, just being able to get a stronger signal as if I was right next to the tower. But I do think we will eventually go to Starlink, just because satellite internet, people can use it in the middle of the ocean. I've heard it's already been enabled on boats, as well as I just heard that Starlink is partnering up with a cell carrier, T-Mobile, to where there won't be any dead zones. So I think having a cell and satellite, I think I'll create a bulletproof setup. But I do think, you know, a combination of both is perfect. The best kind of internet is always having a backup.
Okay, you guys, so this is the first close we've ever done together, and our kids are actually behaving right now. They're both eating snacks. I'm toasted. Are you toasted?
I am.
We're both toasted. We tried to take the kids fishing today, but they just dumped all the bait in the water, so evidently that's what fishing is. But that's fine.
We saw fish. Does that count?
I don't think it does. I don't think it does. But you know what? We did try. And this is just, I look like a founding father. But you know what? I don't care. This answered your question. How do we get internet on the road? I couldn't answer it. I told Anthony I would try, but I would confuse you guys. And that's not what we want, is it? No, it's not what we want. So I hope that this answered all of your questions. If you have any more questions, please comment them down below. He will answer. I won't. I'll type out the answer maybe, but this one knows all the stuff. So just ask away. We are so happy to help. And thank you guys so much. We're going to go have another glass of wine. Only our second one. Don't you worry. Just two.
When you're in Florida, like they say, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah. So yeah, we thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. Make sure to take a second, like, subscribe, comment, do all the stuff. Share this video with a friend, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one, guys.
Bye, y'all.